Welcome to the Fret Frontier. This is part 2 of the User's Choice episode tutorial. For those were the days, my friend. We are going to get right into the finger picking pattern for the verse. So if you have any questions about the chords as we're going along, pop back to part 1 where we place all the chords. I'll put a link to that video in the description. So let's start off with our finger picking pattern. What we're going to do is take our thumb and assign it to the bass string. So it's going to play strings 4 and 3. Index finger will play string 2, and the second finger will play string 1. Thumb, thumb, 1, 2. Okay, so do it with me. 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Let's just go through and play against our chord chart. I'll count us in. Do it with me. 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. E7, A minor, A minor again, E7, A minor, totally lied. Now it's F sharp, 7, B7. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then the chorus will start. So let's go into the chorus. It'll be thumb on our 4th string, and we will assign each finger its string with the index finger starting on the 3rd string, second finger 2nd string, 3rd finger 1st string. The pattern will be thumb together, thumb, all the fingers together, thumb, all the fingers together. Do it with me. I'll count us in. 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Great. Now, if you are hearing a little bit of hissing or a little extra noise on your wound 3rd string, if you have a wound 3rd string like I do on my baritone ukulele, what you can do is adjust the position of your index finger. So if your index finger is slanted a little bit to the side here, you'll hear more hissing. As you straighten it up, that'll get cleaner and you'll hear more of just the string. If you're picking up a sensation of a sound that you don't like while you're doing that finger picking pattern, that's what you can do to clean it up. You can get your hand angled a little bit more so that you're parallel to that string with that index finger a little more to get rid of that hissing sound. But even if you're getting that sound, it will sound okay. These are just little tips that whenever you're playing your instrument, if you want to change the tone of it, there is always a way to accomplish that with the way that you're approaching your strings, either with your pick or with your finger or your fingernails or the angle in which you're approaching the actual string. All right, let's go on to the chords for the chorus. What we're going to do in the chorus is create what we'll call chord riffs. And instead of just playing the chord itself, that means we're going to move a bass line around. We're going to get some movement within those measures on those chords. And the way that we will do that with the E minor, our E minor was the 9th fret on the 4th string and the 9th fret on the 3rd string with the rest of the strings open. We're going to drop off that 3rd string now. So the only thing that we will be fretting is going to be that 4th string, and we're going to create a little bass run on that chord. The reason that we can get away with dropping the note that we had been fretting on this 3rd string is that we get an E minor chord just by playing these strings open. We have an E, we have a G, and a B. And if we look at the construction of the E minor chord, E, F, G, G is the 3rd, G, A, B, B is the 5th, E, B, G, that creates your E minor chord, and we have the chord right there. So everything else that we are doing on this 4th string will be accepted as an embellishment by the ear, and as long as we're staying in that E minor scale, okay, and our E minor scale again is E, F sharp, G, A, B, C, D, E. Okay, we don't have to go any further than the 9th fret, the B in this particular case. Okay, so the way we're going to create a riff for this is we're going to go 9th fret together, 7th fret together, 5th fret together, 5th fret together. Okay, and that will be our E minor riff. So when we see the E minor chord for one measure, we can play that and it will work. Okay, do it with me. 2, 3, 4, 9, 7, 5, 5. All right, now we'll move to the A minor riff. Our A minor is the first finger on the 5th fret of our 3rd string and the 3rd finger on the 7th fret of our 4th string. We're going to get bass line movement by toggling between the 3rd finger and the 2nd finger. So that'll be our 7th fret and 6th fret on this 4th string. Okay, and that will sound like this. We will go 7 together, 6 together, 7 together, 7 together. Okay, so when we see the A minor measure, that's what we will play in the chorus for that chord. Let's do it together. 2, 3, 4, 7, 6, 7. Okay, let's put those together. The E minor riff followed by the A minor riff. Play it with me. 2, 3, 4, 9, 7, 5, 5, 7, 6, 7, 7. Okay, so I'm calling out the bass line frets on this 4th string. You're still playing the chords that you learned in the prior episode, okay, with the exception being that E minor, even easier now. We can just focus on doing interesting things on the 4th string. So that brings us to our D chord, okay, and D and D7 share the measure, 2 beats apiece. So we're going to go D, bass, together, bass, together, D7, bass, together, bass, together. Okay, and then we're going to go to our G shape that we're using. That's the 2nd finger on the 4th fret of the 3rd string and the 3rd finger on the 5th fret of that 4th string, and we're going to toggle that 3rd finger and 1st finger so that we can use this 5th fret and 4th fret for bass line movement. Do it with me. 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 5. Okay. A minor riff, we already went through that. E minor riff. B7 chord. Now we get to relax and just sit on the B7 chord exactly the way we learned it in the last episode. No changes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and now this is our last run at the E minor riff. We're going to take it all the way down to the E on the 2nd fret. So we're going to play 9, 7, 5, 4, 2. Okay, and let that E ring out for 2 beats at the end to bring us back around to the verse. So let's do that E minor ending riff together. 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 4. And that will bring you back up to your E minor chord on the 9th fret to start your next verse. So the song just loops. Your verse pattern, fingerpicking pattern, will be the same for each verse, but the lyrics will be different. And then the chorus has the same lyrics every time. And we'll use that embellished chord riff technique to make it more bouncy and fun for the listener and for us as the performer. Okay, now we're ready to sing this through. We're going to do a verse followed by the chorus, end to end. Let's start off on that E minor. Get our 9th fret on the 3rd string and the 4th string. 1st and 2nd strings are opens. Get that finger picking pattern going. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Sing. Once upon a time there was a tavern where we used to raise a glass or two. Remember how we laughed away the hours, dreaming of the great things we would do. 2, 3, 4, 1. Those were the days, my friend. We thought they'd never end. We'd sing and dance forever and a day. We'd live a life we'd choose. We'd fight and never lose. For we were young and sure to have our way. All right, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this user's choice tutorial on Those Were the Days, My Friend. Thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next episode.